everybody. Thanks for coming back to my channel and joining me for another episode of Shop My Stash. In today's video, you will find out what products I'm adding, what products I'm taking away, and what products may be on the chopping block, meaning what products might get decluttered. So if you're interested in seeing how everything fares, you'll have to keep watching. Okay, so we're going to revisit the items that are currently in my Shop My Stash. And we have our MAC Prep and Prime Fix It in the fragrance Lavender. And I thought that I would empty this, and it really is. I'm having a hard time getting any product out. As you can see, it's like almost gone. And when I try to use it, it kind of just spurts out at me. So this is basically empty, but I'll keep trying to get more product out until I know for sure that nothing else is coming out. I decided not to use the Versali once again because I think that when I do my next Get Ready With Me, I'm going to try to remember to use this or one of them so you guys can actually see it in action. So I thought that it wouldn't really do any good for me to use it in my Shop My Stash when you guys couldn't see how it looked on the skin, or I couldn't tell you really how it wore. So I'm going to do it in the next video. I'm going to keep it in my Shop My Stash just to remind me though. I also had my Collagen Moisturizer, and this is a day or night cream. We had our L'Oreal SPF Age Perfect Day Cream, and this one is almost gone too. So I'm going to pick one up tomorrow night, and that's going to go in my Shop My Stash because this is not going to last but another day or two. I have my Fenty Beauty Powder in the shade Nutmeg. I have my Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder, and this is the translucent powder. And of course I have my MAC Paint Pot, and this is in the shade Painterly. And it's going to take a long time to use this up, but I don't mind because when I use it up, I'm just going to repurchase it again. So I'm fine with it being some still left. And I also had this Caudalie eye cream that I did not use. I had my Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer that I used one time, if I can remember correctly. So I used this once. Then I had my 3 eye pencils by Milani. And I don't even know if I used these. I think I used the brown, but I don't think I used them very much. I have my Colossal Maybelline mascara. And I had my Laneige lip sleeping mask. And this, guys, I'm gonna lay off this for about a week. So I'm not going to put this back in my Shop My Stash because I felt like my lips started getting really dried out and kind of got like a sore on them. And because this is really kind of oily. And I know that when I was younger, when everybody used to put Vaseline on their lips, my lips had a terrible reaction to them. So I'm thinking this may just be a little too oily for me. So I'm going to lay off of it for a little while and then go back to it and see how, everything works out then. So I also had my Cover FX Blurring Primer. This is the Pore Minimizer. And this was added back to my Shop My Stash because it had been out for a few of them. And I was so happy to have this back. I had my Hello Fab, and this is by First Aid Beauty. It's a Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. So I got this in my Allure Beauty box. So this is my first time using this product. I had 2 concealers, one by Laura Mercier, and this is the Flawless Fusion. And in this one, I am in shade N9. I'm sorry, I had it upside down. 6 in. And I also have my ColourPop, which I just found. And this is in the shade Rich Tan 85. So I have both of these concealers. I had my Tarte Face Tape Foundation. And this is 53 in. We had our Estee Lauder Double Wear. And this was in the shade 6 in 1 Mocha. I used my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. And this is in the shade 420. And for my contour, I used my KKW Beauty. And this is a contour, but I used it as a bronzer. And this says it's the shade Contour 9. My Saharan Blush Volume 1 by Juvia's Place for blush and highlighter. So these two shades were the highlighter. And this is just a beautiful palette. And I also use my Pure Sculptor. And I use this for the contour. And I did use this shade a little just to do a nose contour, just lightly. And this is also a highlighter, and this one too, which this one is way too light. But this makes a nice inner corner highlight. And I also have my Makeup Revolution highlighter quad. And this is in the shade Ignite. So this was also a favorite. And for my eyeshadow palettes, I have the Huda Beauty Nude. And this is in the shade Rich. And I am so mad that it took me so long to use this palette. I love it. And I didn't give you a review when I did the Get Ready With Me using it for Christmas, because I had already reviewed the Huda Beauty Nude in the medium shade. And this was no different. I mean, the colors blended very well. I didn't really have fallout with this. Some of these shades are not powdery. I did have a little kick up, but it wasn't powdery and it wasn't a lot. It wasn't excessive at all. And this palette is just very pigmented, and I loved using it. It was very much the same as the one in medium, just obviously the shades were a different color. So this I have been loving. I also broke out my Nubian palette by Juvia's Place. And you can see several of these shadows have been dented because I have used this heavily. This one, this one, this one, this one. This one I've used. This one, I've been loving this palette. And then my new one that I picked up from Ulta during their 20% off sale. This is a Morphe palette. It's the 9J, and it's called Just a Crush. I've been using the heck out of this one. So, as far as any products being on the chopping block, there are none. Now, as you know, this Shop My Stash had a lot of products that carried over from December, because as I mentioned, I was on vacation from work and I just didn't do a lot of makeup, so I didn't really get to use my products very much. So I carried a lot of them over to this Shop My Stash that I'm sharing with you today. But I have to tell you guys, I have really loved this Shop My Stash so much. I've been thinking about it today and I was just like, what are you going to take out and what are you going to add in again? And I really honestly could use these products to the end of the month. That's how much I have really been enjoying them. I'm going to switch some things out and rotate them so, you know, I can get some use out of more. The first thing that I know I want to switch out is I'm going to take out this Morphe not Morphe, this Tarte face tape. And in its place, I am going to go ahead and add my Juvia's I Am Magic foundation. And this is in the shade Burkina 310. So as I mentioned, I haven't used this very often, so I want to put that one in and take out the Tarte face tape. I'm going to keep my Fenty Beauty in. I'm going to keep my Double Wear by Estee Lauder in. For eyeshadow palettes, I'm not taking any of these palettes out, but I will add, and I wasn't going to use it until I got a chance to display it on camera, but honestly, some of these things I've had so long that I just want to go ahead and use them, and I'll still do a dedicated video demoing the product. But this is the Busier palette. This is my Dark Edit. And I did show you the palette when I did the haul on it, but like I said, I haven't used it. Let me see if I can get the cover off. I haven't used it yet, and I want to use it. So this is what it looks like. Hasn't been touched, but I'm going to add this into my Shop My Stash. So again, I'm going to keep all my eyeshadow palettes, and I'm going to add this Dark Edit palette along with my Nubian palette. Now, I almost was going to take this out until I did my Ulta video with the Love Your Skin. And that one went up on Monday. And I used this palette. And I was like, I did this look that I don't think I've done with this palette. And I was like, oh, I like this. I said, I'm not ready to take this palette out, so I'm keeping it. And this one, you know, I could just use this over and over and over again. So that's staying, and I'm going to keep my Morphe palette. So this time I'm going to have 4 palettes in. I am keeping the Saharan Blush palette by Juvia's. I'm keeping my Pure Cosmetics. I'm not switching too much out, you guys. And I'm keeping, again, my Makeup Revolution. I thought about switching out a concealer. Yes, I do want to switch out one of my concealers. I'm going to add NARS in. I'm taking ColourPop out. And this corrector is by BH Studio Pro. So by BH Cosmetics, it's called BH Studio Pro. And this is a very orange concealer. Well, corrector. See how orange that is? But I'm going to try to add some underneath the eye. And just a little, you know, my natural contour. I'm going to try to brighten that up a little bit to make it even on both sides, and then do my contour. Because this one always ends up just a little darker because, you know, that's just hyperpigmentation over there. So I'm going to add this corrector in. And then I'm going to keep my Laura Mercier concealer in. I'm going to keep my MAC Paint Pot. I want to continue to use my Too Faced Perfect Peach and Translucent. I want to continue to use my Nutmeg Powder by Fenty Beauty. That said, this face cream I'm almost out of. I didn't have time to stop tonight and get another one. But I want to show you what my night cream looks like. And it also is the Revitalift by L'Oreal. This is the night cream, and this is the anti-wrinkle and firming night moisturizer. And this is what the box looks like. I have not opened this yet because somehow I got off track. I used to finish both the day cream and the night cream at the same time, but I have been waiting to use this for months. Now this one is kind of new. Usually I just had the Age Perfect, the blue. But this one is the Revitalize, the Revitalift. And I've never tried the Revitalift before. So I'm going to get the Revitalift in the day cream. And it also has the SPF in it. So I'm going to put down this L'Oreal Age Perfect and buy the L'Oreal Revitalift. So again, this is the night cream, which I'm going to start using. I haven't touched it at all. So I'm going to use this at night. And then I'm going to get the day cream tomorrow, and I'll be using that in my Shop My Stash as well. I also want to use my Drunk Elephant, and this is called Night Bright. And this is supposed to help with texture on the skin. And I picked this up a while ago and haven't been really able to get a good use out of it. So I do want to incorporate this in my Shop My Stash. And it's just like my day one, but this one's for nighttime use. So again, this one says TLC Glycolic Night Serum. That's what this one is. And this one is the Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. And again, what I normally do is I'll do a squirt or two of this and a squirt or two of this and rub it together and then put it on my skin. But I really haven't gotten a chance to use this much, so I want to go ahead and put this in my Shop My Stash. So I'll be using this at night or my L'Oreal Revitalift Night Cream. So I'm going to be taking out my Collagen Moisturizer, and you can use this for day or night, but I'm going to be taking this one out since I'm adding in the Revitalift. I'm going to use this Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer again. This is my First Day Beauty. I really don't have a take on this yet because this just really feels like a moisturizer on my skin. I can't really say that it's controlling the oils because, you know, the weather is cold, so I don't find that my skin is getting as oily. So, it just says that you're supposed to apply evenly over a clean face, follow with makeup, or wear alone for a natural look. So, again, I mean, I didn't mind it, and it says it is for sensitive skin. Kind of has a little tint to it. It's kind of like a cream color. I don't feel like my face was oily, so I guess it did control the oils a little bit, but even in the 70s, it's not, you know, very hot. So especially at work, because where I work, it is freezing in the building. So I'm always cold in there. So I have, even though the temperature was 71, I haven't been really out in the elements to really break a sweat or anything like that. So I'm going to keep using that. I have my Caudalie eye cream, which I did not use. So I'm going to put that back in my Shop My Stash. And of course, my Milani pencils are going back in. Still working on this Colossal Mascara, so I'm going to keep that in, and this should be the last round on that. I'm going to put my Hangover Too Faced Replenishing Face Primer back in. My Contour by KKW. I'm going to switch that out. Where's my I think I am going to switch this out, and I think I want to put my Hoola Toasted in its place. And I think that's everything. Yes, I took out the lip sleeping mask. I'm also going to see if I can finish this, if any more is going to come out. But again, like I said, if I use that up, then I'll go ahead and go in with this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. So if I find that I can't get anything else out of here, I'm going to add this Morphe into the equation. And so I think that's going to be it for the products that I use for the next 2 weeks for my Shop My Stash. As you see, a lot of products did not change, but I have added just a few new ones in. But honestly, I cannot tell you the last time that I really have enjoyed my Shop My Stash as much as I have this time. And I'm looking at my powders and I'm thinking, do I want to take one of them out after all? Maybe, guys, I am going to take out, I don't know, decisions. I'm thinking about taking out maybe my Fenty primer, my Fenty powder, and using my L'Oreal True Match powder. I haven't used this in a long time, but I have hit pan on it. This is the shade C6 Soft Sable. I haven't used this in such a long time, so let's do that. Let me go ahead and take out my Fenty, and I'm going to put in this L'Oreal True Match. And since I'm going to do that, I shouldn't have looked in this drawer. I should not have looked in the drawer, but it's all good. I think I'm going to take out this translucent powder by Too Faced and put in the caramelized oops, I put the wrong, oh no, this is it. I'm going to put the caramelized peach in. And I do have this banana powder that I have from Ofra. This is going to be, I'm really switching it up now. This is the Ofra banana powder. And I've used this a few times. Can't say that I loved it, but I want to give it another chance. And this is just a banana powder. And I'm going to use this. Whew, I don't know. I'm going to use this under eyes with a very light hand. So I'm going to do that. So I'm taking these powders out and I'm going to put that in. And I think that's it. Oh, and I'm also going to put in this powder. I got this off of BH Cosmetics also, but I can't read the back of it because the sticker's gone. But I'm going to go on the site and I'll put it in my description box. Now I'm going to put this in my purse because sometimes I feel like I need something to take the shine off my nose, and I haven't had any powder in my purse in a while. So I'm just going to put this in my purse. So it's going to be in my Shop My Stash, but in my purse. And now that is, oh, I should have never opened the drawer. I am going to take out this Makeup Revolution palette because I'm looking at all this stuff that I haven't used in a while. I am going to take it out. And I'm also going to take out my Dubious Place Volume 1 because I forgot. So I'm going to put in this Color Pop. I am mixing it up a little bit. I'm going to put in this Color Pop Super Shot Cheek highlighter, and this is in the shade Avalon. You can't see that, but this is what it looks like. I haven't used this in forever, but it still looks like still not dried out, because you know they said that this dries out quickly, but this is not dried out. And this is in the shade Avalon. It's right here. Right here. So I do want to put this in my Shop My Stash. I guess that's what Shop My Stash videos are about, is using the old, not sticking to the same. So I'm putting this in. And the reason that I took out the Juvia's Place was because I forgot that I got a new palette by Colored Rain, and this is part of the Power collection because they were having a sale, and so I really haven't used it, so I can pull it out. So this was Colored Rain times Power, and I showed it to you guys on the video, but I haven't really used it, so I want to go ahead and put this in my Shop My Stash and use it for 2 weeks, and the highlighter. So I'm putting this in. And then I'm going to close up the drawer because I can be here all day revisiting. Okay, so now that'll do it. Okay, so how I put my Colored Rain in. I put my ColourPop highlighter. And so now that completes it. So I have setting sprays that I'm using. I'm going to use the Drunk Elephant. I'm going to use my Toasted Hula. And I took out my ColourPop concealer and I've added my NARS. And I'm also adding in a color corrector by BH Cosmetics. And of course I still have my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion concealer. I've added in my Juvia's Place foundation. I'm keeping my Fenty Beauty and my Estee Lauder Double Wear. I'm keeping my concealer and pore minimizer. So I'm keeping both of these products. And I'm keeping my Pure Sculptor palette. And for eyeshadow palettes, I'm still hanging with the Morphe palette. I'm keeping my Huda palette and my Nubian palette by Juvia's Place. And I'm also putting in the Busier palette, the Dark Edit. And again, I have my Milani pencils. And then I'm keeping my Caudalie eye cream, my MAC paint pot, again my ColourPop and Avalon, my caramelized translucent powder. This is Caramelized Peach by Too Faced. Again, Hula Toasted. I'm going to use my L'Oreal True Match powder, as well as my Ofra Banana powder. We have our Too Faced Hangover Replenishing primer. And I also have my mascara. That's it, guys. I don't put lip products in because it depends on what I'm wearing that day. And so I don't put lip products in and I don't put lip liners in. But that's it. That concludes my video. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. Again, forgive me because this video is probably not going to be edited. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like these types of videos. Go ahead and ring the bell so you'll know each and every time that I upload a video, and share the channel. And remember, you guys are always welcomed and wanted here on my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Bye.